Hello, my name is Steve McManMan, an experienced journalist and professional truth revealer. Join me as I infiltrate an illegal organization. I have always viewed myself as brave. Someone who views the world in a way that no one else dares to do. My career has seen me do all sorts of investigative journalism, into cults and crime syndicates and everything in between. But this new task will take me somewhere I have never been before. It began in Mexico City, where I met a friend of mine, Diego. Diego and I have worked together for many years. I trust him more than my own mother. We were set to meet with a man. We had no idea who he was, except for the fact that he was a part of an illegal organization that sought to destroy the Amazon. Why? Well, that's what we were about to find out. It was noon when we entered a small, family-run cafe in the south of the city. Diego and myself sat at a table and ordered drinks. As we waited for this mystery man to arrive, we waited half an hour, going through beer after beer until he eventually showed up. He was shorter than I had imagined, but acted like he was 7 foot tall. He wore a black leather jacket and jeans. A black baseball cap covered his curly black hair, and his goatee looked like it hadn't been trimmed in months, so much so that the rest of his beard was catching up to it. He wore a pair of sunglasses so we couldn't see his full face. He spoke in a deep Mexican accent about this organization. He explained that he had joined it as a part of a recruitment campaign so he could make more money. However, when he learnt of their intentions to flatten the Amazon and turn it into a prison colony, he was disgusted and turned his back on the organization, instead going to us for help. We agreed to help him, but we needed his help to get in there. He agreed. A week later, we found ourselves at a random shipping dock at 4 a.m. Diego was half asleep, but I was fully alert, as always. He was there when we got there and invited us onto an expensive-looking speedboat. Nothing too unusual. I had been on many of them before. The journey was rough. Diego threw up constantly, but I decided to find out more about this mystery man. He told me that he had grown up in a poor family with an abusive father. I couldn't help but cry a little. He explained that when this organization approached him, he couldn't say no. The money could help his family out a lot, but it meant leaving his family for a couple months. When they took him in, they trained him in shooting and other military stuff. And when he was ready, he was sent to eliminate anyone who lived in the Amazon so that the destruction process would be easier. However, he refused to, and he found himself being hunted down himself until he was able to escape to Mexico. But his family weren't so lucky. Anyway, we approached an old wooden dock at an old town in Colombia. We entered the town with a lot of fear. Were we being led into a trap? Well, I have found myself in situations like this before, and I knew that remaining calm was important. So, we followed the man into a large church building where he explained that it was where the organization was recruiting new soldiers. He explained that he couldn't come with us, so he left us there and wished us good luck. We would need it. We entered and found ourselves in front of a bunch of muscular men with rifles, but I didn't fear them. We explained that we wanted to join, and they weren't so sure. They made us complete a brutal obstacle course in order to test our strength and endurance. I finished quickly due to my extraordinary levels of fitness. However, Diego was not so fortunate and found himself being denied entry into the organization. I was gutted, but I knew that he would only want me to continue, so that is what I did. The men met me at the finished line and told me that I must take part in a ritual before I join. I accepted. The men put me on my knees and placed a glowing red-hot emblem on my back, embedding it into my skin. It was a pain like no other, but I was strong and remained calm. My training with monks in the Tibet helped me out a lot. After, the men stood me up and welcomed me into the organization. Step 1 complete. Remember, the truth is the only truth.